Joanne Singleton was the kind of employee every company dreams of having. She was dedicated, hardworking, and always willing to go the extra mile. Her colleagues often marveled at her ability to juggle multiple tasks with ease. For 5 years, Joanne had been a valuable asset to her team. She was always ready to lend a helping hand to her co-workers. She was known for her positive attitude, which often lifted the spirits of those around her. Her unwavering commitment to her work was evident in everything she did. Joanne's desk was a testament to her dedication.
I take pride in my job and I am determined to succeed. Every project I undertake is a reflection of my dedication and passion. My goal is to not only meet expectations, but to exceed them.
Joanne's personal life was equally important to her. She believed in maintaining a balance between her professional and personal life. She was a devoted wife and daughter. Her family was her sanctuary, a place where she found peace and support. Her husband, Rob, was her rock, always there to support her through the highs and lows of her career. And her mother, Catherine, was her best friend. They shared a bond that was unbreakable, filled with love and mutual respect. They were a close-knit family who supported each other through thick and thin. Their bond was a source of strength for Joanne. Life, as it often does, threw Joanne a curveball. Her mother, Catherine, received a devastating diagnosis: terminal cancer. The news hit Joanne like a ton of bricks. She felt like the ground had been ripped out from under her.
My mother is my everything, and now I am facing the unimaginable prospect of losing her. Fear and anxiety gnaw at my insides.
To make matters worse, Joanne's husband, Rob, received a challenging work assignment. He was being sent overseas for an extended period. This news, while positive for Rob's career, added another layer of stress to Joanne's already overburdened shoulders.
I am now facing the prospect of caring for my sick mother alone, while also holding down my job and managing the household.
The weight of the world seemed to fall on Joanne's shoulders. Every day felt like an uphill battle, and the pressure was relentless. She felt overwhelmed and alone. The isolation was suffocating, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being trapped in her own mind. At work, she struggled to focus. Her mind was constantly racing, filled with worries and what-ifs that made it hard to concentrate on even the simplest tasks. The fear of losing her job loomed large in her mind. Every email notification and phone call sent a jolt of anxiety through her, as if it could be the final blow.
The company has recently undergone layoffs, and the atmosphere was thick with tension. Rumors of more to come are swirling around the office. Whispers and hushed conversations only added to the growing sense of dread. I can't afford to lose my job. Not with my mother's mounting medical bills and my husband's absence. The financial strain was becoming unbearable.
The once familiar office now felt cold and unwelcoming. The vibrant energy that once filled the space had been replaced by a chilling silence. Joanne's colleagues, unaware of her personal struggles, continued with their daily routines. Their lives seemed untouched by the storm raging inside her. Their laughter and chatter grated on her nerves. It was a stark contrast to her inner turmoil, making her feel even more isolated.
I feel like I am living in a nightmare, unable to wake up. The constant stress was taking a toll on her mental and physical health, unable to escape the suffocating grip of fear and uncertainty. It was as if a dark cloud hung over her, blocking out any glimmer of hope. My once bright spirit is dimmed under the weight of my circumstances. The relentless pressure had drained her of joy, leaving her feeling empty and defeated.
One afternoon, unable to bear the burden alone any longer, Joanne decided to confide in her boss, Heather. Heather was a kind and compassionate woman who had always shown genuine concern for her employees.
My mother's illness, my husband's absence, and the crippling fear that consumes me, it's all too much.
As Joanne poured her heart out, tears streamed down her face. Heather listened patiently, her expression filled with empathy.
Joanne, I am so sorry you're going through this. You are not alone. We're going to get through this together.
Her words pierced through Joanne's despair, offering a glimmer of hope in the darkness. Just as Heather finished speaking, Joanne received a call that would change everything. It was the hospital. Her mother's condition had worsened. She needed to come immediately.
Panic surged through me. I felt faint.
Heather, seeing the terror in Joanne's eyes, sprang into action.
Come on, she said, grabbing her purse. I'm taking you to the hospital.
Heather drove through the pouring rain, her focus unwavering. Joanne sat beside her, numb with shock and fear. As they arrived at the hospital, a sense of dread washed over Joanne. She knew in her heart that this was it. She was about to lose her mother. Heather stayed by her side, a pillar of strength and support, as Joanne said her final goodbyes. The news of Eleanor's passing spread quickly through the company. Joanne's colleagues were shocked and saddened by the news. They rallied around her, offering condolences and support. But it was the company's response that truly surprised Joanne. The CEO called an emergency all-hands meeting. He spoke about the importance of mental health and the need to support employees going through difficult times. The CEO announced several new initiatives. They were implementing a more flexible work-from-home policy. They were also expanding their Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, to provide enhanced mental health benefits. A new anonymous crisis hotline was being set up for employees who needed immediate support. The company, he emphasized, was committed to creating a culture where employees felt safe and supported. Section 7. Resources and support. At the meeting, the company also brought in representatives from the Human Resources Department and a local mental health organization. They provided information about the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, and how it protects employees with mental health conditions. They explained the importance of seeking help when needed and encouraged employees to utilize the available resources. The EAP, they explained, offered a range of confidential services, including counseling, support groups, and referrals to mental health professionals. The anonymous crisis hotline provided a safe space for employees to talk to trained counselors 24/7. These resources, they emphasized, were there to help employees navigate difficult times and prioritize their well-being. Section 8. A culture of caring. The company's response to Joanne's situation was a turning point. It marked a shift in their corporate culture. They were a company that cared about their employees' well-being. Section 9. The ripple effect. Joanne, still grieving the loss of her mother, was deeply touched by her company's heartfelt response. They sent flowers, cards, and messages of support. Her colleagues rallied around her, offering not just words but also their presence and understanding. They organized a meal train, took over her workload, and made sure she had the space to grieve. This gave her the strength to keep going. She found a renewed sense of purpose and determination. She began to heal, taking time for self-care, meditating, journaling, and taking peaceful walks in the park. She started attending a grief support group, finding solace in sharing her story with others who understood her pain. Section 10. A brighter path forward. Joanne's journey is a testament to the power of compassion and support. Her story highlights the importance of creating a workplace where employees feel safe and supported, especially during times of personal crisis. It demonstrates that when companies prioritize the well-being of their employees, everyone benefits. By fostering a culture of caring, companies can create a more productive, engaged, and resilient workforce. In the end, Joanne's story is not just about loss and grief. It's a story about resilience, hope, and the transformative power of human connection. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always light to be found, especially when we support each other. And that is a message worth sharing.